Jenny Lee versus Hanna, the first match here for the 12th annual Big Al Lamode. This is race to 7, and Ra gets 2 games in a race to 7. This is a handicap event. So enjoy it, folks. It's Jenny Lee's break, and John Bertone's standing over my shoulder. I don't know if he wants to join me.
Yep.
All right. John Bertone of Kamui Tips, everybody. He's going to come and join me on the stream, commentate the first match with me. And there's the break. 1 ball, just missing the side pocket. But she's good to go with the 5 ball. 5 ball goes down. And I'm just going to get John's volume up. And here's John. Say hi to John Bertone, everybody.
Hey, everyone.
Spanky saying hi.
Hey.
Thanks for making it out today.
Well, thank you very much for inviting me. And this is exciting. I haven't been to this pool room. I've heard of it and just haven't braved 405 freeway all the way over here before.
Yeah. It's kind of a hike for you. You're in like Long Beach, right?
Yeah, Long Beach.
So
yeah, Hard Times is much closer.
Well, they have the tables here are kind of they're in good shape. They're old Housens, and they play pretty well. At least most of them do. And the new World Billiards has had a regular tournament here for, gosh, I don't know, when they were the USPPA, about 10 years now.
Wow. It was what, 16 tables I count?
I believe, yeah, like 16. Well, there's 5, 10, 15, 17 tables. 17 9-footers, and they've got 3 bar boxes here. 2 of those are diamond bar boxes.
Is the other one a valley?
No. Yes, the last one is a valley table.
The black valley.
Yeah. The pockets on, I think, 3 of these tables are about 4 1/4 inches. So they tend to be a little bit tight. Yeah.
This one is the streaming table at 4 1/4.
I'm sorry?
Is the streaming table a 4 1/4?
Yeah.
Okay.
About how many miles from LB are you then? About 50?
50. 50 miles? Yeah, 50 miles. Yeah, but it's a hike up probably one of the most notorious freeways in all of the U.S.
Oh, yeah, the 405? Forget about it.
And then going up and over past the Getty Center, it's crazy.
You remember when they closed the 405 down for a little while last summer?
Yeah, that was...
Carmageddon?
Yeah. Media, you gotta love it.
Yeah. And it wasn't that, well, it's always bad. Anyway.
Yeah.
I'm going on a tangent now. Meanwhile, Jenny Lee is looking like, from the break, she's looking like she could run out her first rack here, which is why Hanna's getting 2 games against her. Jenny Lee, actually, she won the first SoCal Ladies Tour stop in La Mesa about 2 months ago.
Okay.
And she looks like she's got a thin cut on the 3 and a tough trip to the 6 ball up top of the table.
Well, I did tell my nephew out in Austin, Texas, to turn on the live stream and watch.
Oh, great.
Yesterday was his 12th birthday, so I want to shout out to my nephew Gaetano.
All right.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday, Gaetano. And he's where again?
Austin, Texas.
Wow. I like Austin. It's a nice little town.
Yeah. It's a nice big little town.
It's a young town. It's a college town, you know.
Yeah, the houses are just the houses that are going up there is just crazy. People that are moving into Austin.
Oh, really? A lot of
Crazy.
growth?
In Formula One, they have a new track out there.
No kidding.
Yeah, the first race for the U.S. Grand Prix is in November.
Wow.
Yeah.
Are you going down there? You'd like to?
Gotta. I have to.
You've got to.
Have to. When the U.S. Grand Prix was in at Indianapolis, I went, and let me tell you, it is a crazy, crazy party. It's not like, like the Long Beach Grand Prix. You know, you get a lot of people and having a good time. No, this is a whole different crowd. You have other people from other countries, and they're carrying their flags and they're drinking and rowdy is all. Oh man, it's a wild party.
All right. Well, Jenny's got tough shot here because she's got to get shape on the 6.
I've never seen her play, so I'm quite impressed.
She's known in small circles as the Asian assassin. Look at this. Oh, that is brutal. She's put Ra in jail here. Ra's going to have to maybe play a 2-rail kick here to hit the 3 ball.
Is he frozen up against that 8?
Yeah, it looks like he is. So he's looking down table.
Yeah, that is a 2-rail kick.
So how's your game these days? You playing much these days?
No time.
Tell me about it.
From what, I would say February, the last 2 weeks of February, all the way through to Super Billiards Expo.
Mm-hmm.
Lots of orders, backed up production.
Oh, wow.
Oh,
really? Backed up production?
Man, it was like a train wreck.
Oh, man. Well,
it was like a train wreck, and so we're growing and figuring out better ways without sacrificing quality.
Yeah.
To keep up with the demand, but
well,
it's a good thing. I am not complaining. It's just it was something that was way unexpected.
Well, I tell you, I'd like to see Kamui definitely become the standard.
A lot of people in a lot of areas have been telling me that that's all they're putting on, which is very impressive, and I'm thoroughly blessed. I'm very happy that the 8 years that Masada and I have been putting into the brand is starting to really finally catch on.
And just to make the announcement official, now that I have you with me on the stream here, John Kamui and POV Pool, myself, have sort of worked out an arrangement with each other to try to get the Kamui tip on the queues of more players out there, and also to get a little bit more money in my pocket, and supporting my efforts to keep streaming and promoting billiards. If you care to make any donations to POV Pool, if you make a donation of $25 or more to POV Pool, I will give you a voucher for a Kamui tip, which I will mail to you. And it can be basically redeemed at any certified Kamui tip installer.
Yes. Any authorized installer. So if you get one of these vouchers, you can go to the website and find out who is your authorized installer if you don't know who they are. Mm-hmm. And we can geographically tell you who the closest one is to you. And you just go to your authorized installer and redeem the voucher for the tip and you got to pay the installation, the labor fee.
And it's like, what, $10? It's negligible, really, right?
Well, yeah, it all depends on the installer. It ranges from $10 to $20, but you know their time and their service is very valuable. So
Yeah,
you know,
and
that's what you gotta. That's the minimal you gotta pay. But yeah, what it is to help support you and help you grow, and to help support the cue makers and having their inventory move off their shelves.
absolutely.
And get you to, you know, you may not even know that you have a custom cue maker in your backyard that, you know, could, you know, use the business, and you can use a brand new custom cue. So
It's also, you know,
it's a win-win
the
scenario
Kamui
for everybody.
product is also a great product. I mean, it's going to improve the quality of your play.
Right.
You know, I mean,
Consistency is the biggest thing about us. We have a passion for tips and our chalk and creating consistency for the player.
mm-hmm.
We're using science to help us do that. So we're pool geeks with science degrees.
Okay, all right. We could do that or standby. Standby, guys. Just to remind you guys again, I'm in this tournament and I'm also getting called for a match. So just a second. So you're saying? Yeah, I like this for training. So wait a minute though. So you're showing me this because my match is up now, or? We're done with the job. That way we keep you guys warm till they get warm. Thanks.
That's awesome.
All right, so yes, I am in a match coming up next, but Barbara Lee will come in and commentate in my place. And so, yeah, I think it's a wonderful program, and
So yeah, it means that, you know, players can help support you and, you know, get something from it.
yeah,
And, you know, it's a chance to try out the product. You know, the voucher will show you instructions on the back, as well as, you know, an image of all 8 tips on the front or on the inside, and you know, you get to sit there and understand. It's the elasticity chart. So on this elasticity chart, which is the same elasticity chart that's on the homepage at kamuitips.com,
right,
you know, if you top to bottom is high elasticity to low elasticity. From left to right is soft to hard.
okay,
So this chart is your soft to hard is your feel,
okay,
and the elasticity is the action that you get on the ball.
right. Now, you probably know more than anybody these days about, you know, what tip is best for what player. I've heard that, is it the black tip that's good for accuracy, and the brown tips are better for English and draw, or what is that?
Well, I let the player determine what they are, because they know their stroke, not their buddy.
Right.
So usually a friend say, "Hey, yeah, try out the black soft," but their stroke is different. Everybody's stroke is different.
Yeah, absolutely.
So how we've been able to figure the equation out is with the brown tip. It's great for straight shooting, pocketing balls. It's like your standard, great high quality tip.
Yeah.
But the benefit of the brown, the original Kamui, is its consistency. Also with the black tip, but the brown tip is great for every install that you get of a new tip. It's going to play the same.
Yes.
That's the consistency where you can grow. A lot of players have a reservation of changing a tip because they've been playing with it for so long, and it's just right in its sweet spot and it's perfect.
Yeah.
But really, if not to go on a tangent, but as your tip wears down closer to the ferrule, your tip is actually changing. The action that you get, the compression of that tip when it hits the ball is different. Anyway, the brown tip for straight shooting, pocketing balls. So you have various games that you can use that tip with, but it's all up to the player what they like.
Yeah.
Now the black is a tip that has a little bit higher elasticity, a little more flex to it. And that's from how we process the leather before we make the tip. So the leather is processed in such a way to maintain a high elasticity rate.
I see.
So that tip is really great for ball placement on my pool table.
Oh, okay.
You can, because its ability to flex and give a little bit, it will hold the ball just a little bit longer to position the ball on the table where you want to put it without exerting too much force.
I see.
So we've watched a lot of players, and even in our experience, when we want to, get the ball to hook and come around on the table, you really have to stroke it hard, and your ability to control it really, really has decreased. So that's the whole purpose of the black tip, is giving the player a little bit more control when they want to get that ball placed on the table.
Right.
So that's the answer. The answer is the purpose of the black and the purpose of the brown. So what are you, a brown or a black tip? What do you like? And then you reduce it down to, all right, how do I like a very soft tip?
And some people may want to use a different tip to compensate for what they do too much of or not enough of.
Right, or reduce what they do too much of what they do. Yeah.
All right, Jenny takes one down here, and it's going to make it 3-1. She gets on the wire. And this is going to be a tough match for Jenny. Ra is actually a pretty good player. I was surprised to see that she's going to get 2 games. That he's going to get 2 games, but there you have it, folks. It's 3-1. Jenny racking her own now. And I'm sitting here with John Bertone of Kamui Tips, and we're just talking about tips. Now, let me ask. I don't know if this is well, actually, somebody SFV Pool in the chat room was asking any chance of getting any more certified tip installers in the San Fernando Valley area.
Well, yeah, if you have a lathe, and you've invested in the lathe, and you have a decent shop, and you're doing the repair for your area,
sure,
it's very simple. I just need a photo of you with your lathe, and you can become one of my authorized installers in the area. It's very simple.
So there you have it. I would suggest you go to your installer, whoever it is that's local to you, even if it's in the valley or not in the valley, and just let them know that you'd like them to carry Kamui, and just tell them to go to the website.
Yeah, it's very simple. If you don't have an authorized installer in your area, or you know of an installer but he's not carrying the Kamui tips, you just say, hey, it's very simple.
So they don't have to take a class or anything.
No, there's a little bit of effort. I need to be sure that they know how to do it right.
Sure, absolutely. Yeah, they have to be a qualified installer as well.
Right.
That's good. So back to the tips, though. Can you give me any idea of which is the most popular tip?
Yeah.
Or which maybe the top 3 most popular tips that seem to kind of fly off the shelves for you?
I've found that the top 3 kind of fluctuates over the last 4 years. It's in the beginning it was the black soft, and it was the black medium, and it was the brown soft, and it was the brown super soft, and it's just been doing this thing.
Really?
But over that lifespan, it's been the black soft or the black super soft has been very, very popular.
Black soft and black super soft.
Yeah. The hardest tip in the world to make is a soft tip. It's easy to take leather and just crank it into a vise,
right, and cure it,
and cure it and freeze it in that spot. However you do it, it's easy to make a hard tip. But what's very hard is to make a soft tip that doesn't mushroom.
Yeah.
So that is something that we've been able to accomplish through a little bit of our work.
Hi, just a second, folks.
No, you mean the tips and the chalk? Yes.
How much for these how many tips?
Are you an installer?
All right, I have an installer oddly enough, approaching John Bertone right now and asking for a box of tips. So there you have it, folks. Yeah, Kamui tips. So meanwhile, sponsors me. So there you have it, folks. Jenny Lee now hooked behind the 6. And she gets out of jail, but does she leave a shot? Well, she leaves what looks like a tough combo, 6-7 or 2-7 combo. And I'm not sure what Ra's going to do here. He might go for it based on the spread, you know. So another question, John, is why do the soft tips play like a regular medium and the mediums play like a hard and so on? That's what Spanky 79's asking.
Yeah, and from our research, it's not every. It's hard to make a good analogy. It's not every person's the same. Not every tip manufacturer is the same, and from what we've researched from testing on the hardness and the elasticity of other tips out there, it's different than us.
You're just a different tip.
The whole reason why Kamui came about was the inconsistencies that we found, and that's how we just started doing that research, and that's how we came about 8 years ago.
And
how
just
we started.
Also maybe tying back to what you were saying is how, you know, developing a soft tip that doesn't mushroom is very, very difficult to do.
It is very difficult.
And really what it seems like is that people are going to have to understand that a Kamui soft plays like a soft, like a Kamui soft. And
like
a Kamui
a Kamui
hard
soft.
plays like a Kamui hard, and a Kamui medium plays like a Kamui medium.
Right. The best analogy that we gave in the past to help people understand is the Kamui soft, either the brown or the black soft, is equivalent or close to a more medium. And that's where a lot of people say, well, why do the Kamui softs play like mediums in other brands? We have our own way of testing.
Sure.
Every tip that comes out of the factory is tested for its hardness. That's another thing how we keep our consistency. We make sure that it's the same going out the door every time. So from our levels, and we have 4 different levels versus some that have just 3 different levels, our 4 different levels allow the player to hone in on the right one for them.
Right.
So it is a hard thing to do, is test for hardness, and we have the right equipment to do that. And some people have tested tips, and they use what is called a durometer. A durometer is not really the right type of tool, but there isn't a tool out there that's correct in testing hardness for a tip, because leather is a porous material, and an indenter on a durometer is a little diamond indenter that will slip through the fibers of the tip, and so it's not going to give you accurate reading.
Interesting.
But we have a way of giving accurate reading with our proprietary equipment.
Yeah, well, another trade secret that I'm sure adds to the list of many trade secrets that Kamui
how we can make
onto
a hard tip the hardest we can make it.
Yeah.
And then we go to, all right, what would be the extreme, very softest we can make it. And then we found the soft and the medium in the middle.
Okay. Well, that's great. Yeah, I mean, I would imagine, you're setting your own standard. Why should you have to feel like you're being compared to?
Right.
But let me ask you a question. Regarding the hard tips, do you think that the Kamuis are the hardest tip on the market?
No,
No?
they're not.
Okay.
do not. There are others that are harder than ours,
Okay.
and those are great hard tips.
Yeah. Yeah.
We like the Samsara brake tip.
Mm-hmm.
We think it's a cool
Oh
tip.
well, no, I'm not referring to
but
brake tips.
right.
Actually,
Some
'cause I
people
know
use the
brake
hards
tip
for
technology,
braking.
Yeah.
Yeah, but there's some harder tips out there.
Okay.
But Shane uses a Kamui hard.
Oh, does he? Okay.
Yeah, on his Q-Tech Q.
There you go, folks. Shane Van Boning uses a
Yeah,
Kamui hard.
he was using the black hard, and he went to the brown hard, and I think now he's back to the black hard. But yeah, he plays like a beast with the hard tip. I can't play with the hard tip playing. I like breaking with it.
Yeah. I generally like a hard tip.
Right. Well, when someone tells me that, I say, well, try the medium Kamui first.
Mm-hmm.
And if you work that tip down really close to the ferrule, start off tall.
Mm-hmm.
You work it down close to the ferrule, and you like it when it's close to the ferrule, your black medium or your brown medium, then go to the hard and start taller there and see if you like that.
That's awesome.
Because once you get too close to the ferrule, you're losing the flex in the tip.
Mm-hmm.
So for players, they want to start off tall, and then you can take away tip. You can't add tip. So you just take away a little bit at a time to find your sweet spot.
Yeah.
And then another formula to adding more consistency, and now I'm getting all fired up and excited.
That's great.
The Kamui chalk is a non-abrasive material.
The chalk, yeah.
Right. The number 98 is a non-abrasive material.
Mm-hmm.
So when you chalk with a 98, you're not grinding down your tip.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And a great example, and I've told this example many times before, Steve Lillis, not this last Super Billiards Expo, but the year before, at the old location. I put a Kamui Black Soft on his cue.
Okay.
And then at the BCA Nationals last year, he came to me and said, John, my tip is gone. And I said, well, how'd you do that? And he says, I don't know, from hitting the ball. I said, well, it's not really from hitting the ball. He takes chalk and he chalks 5 to 10 times. And I've counted watching his little demonstration and his trick shots.
Or something?
Not per rack, per shot.
Oh, just
because
looking at the shot, looking at the angles,
he's
talking
funny.
again.
Right. Yeah. He look at the angles, look at everything.
Get
He's
down on
talking
the
to
shot,
everybody,
get back
talking
up
to
the shot, chalk again.
Right. And so he's grinding down the tip, and it's just
it'll happen.
Standard chalk is an
but
abrasive
the 98
material.
Is non-abrasive.
It's non-abrasive.
Yeah.
So once you find your sweet spot, then you use a Kamui chalk.
Yeah.
You're gonna hold that sweet spot a lot longer.
Okay.
So the tip is gonna last you
longer.
I
still use that. I still use that block of 98 that you gave me.
You still have it?
Yeah, at the Swanee in February.
Yeah.
And I don't think I'm halfway through it yet. And so it's lasting me quite a while.
Yeah, it will last a while.
All right, Jenny Lee.
I'm not even watching the game. I'm looking at you.
That's okay. First match of the day. I have a feeling we'll see more of Jenny Lee and probably Raw Hanna too. This is single elimination. So this is 3 games to 2.
So if it's single elimination, you have 64 players. You should be done by midnight.
I hope so.
I don't think it'd go any further than that.
I don't know. Yeah, stranger things have happened.
So if you got the slow players, it'll take longer. Is there a shot clock?
No shot clock. No. So I'm sitting here with John Bertone of Kamui Tips and Kamui Billiard Products. If there's anybody in the stream that has any questions about either the chalk or the tips or any new products that may be coming down, actually, that's a question I'd like to ask you. Is, what do you have? Do you have anything in research and development right now? Anything you can talk about?
At the Swanee, I did show you.
Oh, what did you show me?
But I have to keep it a secret because I'm not sure if it's going to be.
I forgot what you showed me.
Good. I'm glad you forgot.
You'll show me again.
Some of my pro players are actually playing with it.
Okay. Is that your nephew on
the
stream?
It's my nephew. He actually went to go get a haircut. So.
Oh.
Hold on a second here.
Sure.
Yeah, he was sad. Couldn't watch, and I'm telling him I'm still live on the stream. Gaetano, he's gonna come up on the stream in a second and watch.
Okay.
Yeah, I've been trying to convince.
So there's a secret you can't tell me. I understand.
Well, it's not so much a secret. It's adding more consistency.
Okay.
So we're hoping to come out with it at the BCA trade show in Chicago, but it's not confirmed yet.
Okay.
Because we have production to nail down and work out a lot of bugs.
Okay.
For that product.
Spanky wants to know if you're making a hat. When are you going to make the hat, the Kamui hat?
Well, Kamui apparel.
There's going to be. Are you looking at apparel?
Well, I'm using the patch as an excuse for apparel because here, take a patch, put it on your shirt, your favorite shirt.
Yeah.
Right. Well,
I still got mine on.
I've been talking to Masato, and it's really difficult to do apparel production in Japan and be able to supply it here.
Mm-hmm.
And keep everything all under one roof. And
sure.
As for a company that has its own factory building and is growing and growing,
mm-hmm.
I'm gonna be talking to Masato and figuring out some kind of possibility of producing the product here. And we'll have the T-shirt line here, and then T-shirt, shirts, maybe hats or whatever, and then I'll just ship them over to Japan, for the rest of the world.
Great.
Because I'm in charge of the U.S. and Canada.
Sure.
And Masato is in charge of the Orient and the rest of Europe and the rest of the world. So it's making sure that we have inventory, and we want to make sure that our customers are happy and not waiting a long time for inventory. So that's another thing.
I seem to remember you mentioning that Masato was coming to the United States.
Well, yeah, he was. I wanted him to come to the Super Billiards Expo, but he was at the GBE in China.
Okay.
So he will be here at the BCA trade show.
Okay.
The one in Chicago in July.
In July. Okay. Oh well. It's a BCA trade show?
Yeah, the Summit. It's called Summit
okay.
now. Yeah.
Eagle Trick Shots, welcome to you in the chat room. And
Lillian.
he's saying hi to you. John?
Hey, Lillian. How you doing?
All right, Ra looking at a good chance to run out here. Ra is actually a pretty good one-pocket player. 9 ball is not one of his favorite games, but he's got chops. Knows how to move the cue ball. And he decides to play safe. I think he may have prohibited Jenny from making the shot in the corner pocket, but this looks like another automatic safety right here, which could put Ra in a lot worse shape.
Well, she did make it.
Oh, well, so it did go.
Yeah, it did go. Yeah, she can run out. She's got this game.
So we've got quite a lot of events coming up. This is the West Coast Swing, John.
Yeah, you were talking about that on. Is it on Facebook the other day?
On a lot of things. I mean, you know, this is the time of year where the West Coast gets a lot of action.
Yeah.
And that kind of started last year.
That's really good. I'm happy that we're actually getting California, the West Coast, a little more excited about pool and having tournaments out here, because all I ever see is a lot of action east of the Mississippi. Mm-hmm. And I base that on most of my sales. Most of that action is happening over there because they're colder states.
Yeah.
Here it's springtime. You walk out the door here, you get blinded by the sun.
Yeah, that's true.
And it's very, very, very bright and not too hot, but it's a great spring day to go do outdoor stuff.
Well, it's ironic too because generally, especially back east, pool becomes a lot more lucrative for the venue owners, especially during the colder months.
Right, because more people are doing it.
But here we are, dead of spring, California.
Yeah.
This is a great chance for pool players to really take a vacation and come out here and still play and make some money.
That is a great idea.
Especially these pros.
Yeah.
With these 10,000 added events like up north and 5,000 at hard times, and then swing right back up to Vegas for the CSI events.
And I think that's how we should market the West Coast to the East Coast is, springtime. Come out here.
I've been trying to get it,
That's a great idea.
I've been trying to get all the players like Tony Robles and, even some of the girls, the Jennifer Beretta and all the East Coast players that represent out there. Vacation and enjoy the rays and come play some of these great events. So I just have to do an audio check, John, because I'm hearing there's an echo, but I'm not hearing the echo.
Is mine up?
And how's your audio?
Is it on?
You're up.
Okay.
Could you just give me a check?
Check.
Okay. If you guys are experiencing any echo at all, I would suggest restarting your browser because I'm not getting an echo. So if anybody else is getting an echo, please let me know in the chat room. I got no echo from Eagle Trick Shots. All right, no echo here. Probably a little bit of a hiss, but that all has to do with improvements that are going to be made soon. I just came back from the NAB show in Las Vegas, the National Association of Broadcasters.
Oh, I bet you learned a lot.
Oh, I learned a hell of a lot. There were 90,000 people there.
Oh, wow.
Can you imagine that?
Well, if you hadn't noticed, I'm a car junkie. I love cars. I'm a car enthusiast.
Yeah.
I've been to the SEMA show out there.
Oh, really? How big is that?
It is, the Las Vegas Convention Center.
Yeah. That's where the NAB thing was.
The entire thing.
Wow, good shot.
It takes better than 3 days to go through. And you, at a brisk walk, 3 days to see every booth.
Right.
And not stop at every booth. That's to go down every aisle. You need a good week to see everything.
Well, this show is 5 days long, and just because of time constraints and all that, I went with my stepdad, and because he's a cinematographer as well, and I was overwhelmed. I mean, I was like, oh my God, I have a day and a half to look at everything that I need to look at, and literally. It took me one whole day just to get through all of the streaming resources at the NAB show. Just the streaming resources. That's nothing to do with cameras, production switchers, or anything like that.
And I bet your head was swimming at the end of it.
And my head was swimming just in that,
Yeah.
I mean, but I tell you what I did walk away with, which is what you do when you go to these events. is you get as many brochures and as much documentation from as many companies as possible, and you keep it at home and you study that stuff. And that's what I did. And I picked up a lot of trade
the
magazines
best way to do it.
too. So I'm looking forward to some changes within the next year, if not sooner. Definitely sooner. So Jenny Lee's caught up now. It's 3-3. Race to 7. And if you're just joining us, I'm sitting here with John Bertone of Kamui Tips, who has stopped in to say hi to us here and check out Plush Pocket, a venue that he's never been to before.
Yeah.
And he's actually here with his lovely fiancée, Elisa.
Yeah. And a little bit afterwards, we're going to go to farmer's market.
Oh, good, good.
Meeting some family over there and have some lunch or late lunch.
Awesome, awesome. And when is the big? When you're looking at September or October to actually get married?
I'm hoping September, October, but we're looking at different places, and
Yeah,
it's all about budget too, and how many people it'll invite, and all the hoopla about having a wedding.
absolutely. Well, once again, congratulations, and
Thank you.
Wish you guys a long and prosperous life together.
Well, thank you. I really appreciate it. It was a nice comment. She's my better half, so
Yeah,
I can't go
you guys were
wrong.
high school sweethearts to a sense?
No,
or
actually,
just friends in
it's,
high school.
It's funny. It's funny. We weren't high school sweethearts. I was the nerd in school, and she was the cheerleader. And yeah, she was the unicorn. I finally caught my unicorn.
That's great. You weren't a nerd in school, John.
Yeah,
Come on.
Yeah, I was very nerdy in school.
All right, guys. Real tough spread here. The 1 ball is that little cluster at the end is the 1 ball, the 7, and the 8 ball. Ra's looking at her 1 rail kick.
She also wanted me to say that she was very athletic and smart. She was looking at me going, she wasn't just a cheerleader.
Well, you guys definitely seem like a cute couple.
Thank you.
You are a cute couple, so. So Roz left Jenny an open table here. I don't know how you play in heels.
Try it.
Yeah, right. I guess if Tang Ho can do it on Halloween, I can do it. I'm not sure she was really going for that ball. That was Ron Rosas walking by.
Do you think she actually missed it, or she was going for it, or?
Well, she played the cue ball.
Safety.
Looks like she played the cue ball down table, creating distance. But the cue ball's also got shape for the 2, so she might have just missed it.
Yeah. Do you think he's gonna bank this? Is that the 8?
That's the 8 ball next to the 1. Yeah.
No, he's gonna stand down the table.
I think he's just kind of trying to play safe, but he is unsuccessful. Ra goes back to his seat, and Jenny is now looking at a pretty open rack. Jenny, I've seen her play so many different ways. She usually plays very slowly, very deliberate, But when I saw her play in La Mesa in the finals of the ladies regional tour stop, she was going lightning fast. I mean, I couldn't believe it. She's got great. Look at that.
Oh,
Look at that. Inside
that
force
was a
follow.
nice shot.
Long shot.
I thought it would just be a stop shot with a little bit of draw, but she did upper left English.
Yeah. She
hitting the back rail and bringing it up and not even touching the 5. Wow.
And anyone who knows shots like that, long distance shots, is a little bit of compensation there too. So that's a tough shot to make.
And she's bringing it up to the 4.
Yeah, four ball in the opposite corner, hopefully. Jenny's looking really focused right now.
The last time I was practicing on the table, it took me better than an hour and a half to warm up.
No kidding.
I was playing stupid. I was so frustrated.
Well, I have to play Ross for Grosso my first match. I'm not really looking forward to that. All right, well, Jenny misses it good. She doesn't leave much for Raw. He's probably going to play safe, unless he's just feeling like free stroking and banking this. No, he's going to play safe. He's struggling today, it seems like, with maybe a little bit of speed or accuracy.
Oh, there's no scoring beads.
No beads, but the score's 3-3.
Well, I'm not worried about that. I'm worried about barbecue. She's she's up on her game.
She's doing. Yes, it's going to be very difficult to give score updates at this event because there are no beads to be seen anywhere. So, were you called in to commentate on the Mike DeShane stream?
No, that's the next Tar event, right?
Yeah.
I am a sponsor of it.
Okay.
I'm not going to be there for it
Okay.
because it's like a couple days. It's like 3 days before the BCA Nationals.
Yeah, which starts on the 9th, I think.
Yeah.
Right?
So yeah, I'd love to be there, but I think I'm going to be getting another shipment of product right before the BCA Nationals. So I gotta sit home and wait for it.
Well, good. You can come join me up at Hard Times.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I'll be there. I'll definitely be there at that time.
And Jenny is...
She can get the cue ball down the table. Or get good shape on the 7. Yeah, there she is. She's gonna run this out. Nice.
So I was talking to, have you hung out with Jay Helfert much?
A little bit, yeah.
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 He's going to be hosting like 4 people at his house for that Hard Times event.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's funny because that's a longer distance. I live in Long Beach. I have a couch that's open. That's very comfy.
Well, he lives in Santa Monica.
Yeah. I'm sure he has a very nice house. I haven't been to his house. Have you?
No, but I actually... We tentatively talked about me coming down there, just doing like an hour-long powwow with those guys on camera. You know,
Oh, okay.
I don't really want to. I think it's going to be Brandon Schuff,
Mm-hmm.
Shane, and two other players. Oh, Manny Chow,
Mm-hmm.
and another player who I've forgotten who Jay said it was, and it's only tentative, so it might be those three, possibly a fourth guy. So we'll see. And then he'll come down too. He's coming down to the Hard Times event to hang out. So
Well, the only advantage I have over Jay is that I'm a hell of a lot closer to Hard Times than Jay is.
yeah,
But I don't have a pool table. I live in a 800 square foot house, tiny house.
oh, that's another thing. He wants to have a little tournament at his house the day before.
Yeah, so he has a table at the house there.
Yeah, little daytime tournament. And there's going to be a mini tournament at Hard Times in the evening, the day before the main event.
You're just going to stream the main event, right?
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm not doing the mini tournament. And I'm actually going to get a hotel and stay down there because I'm 35 miles from the venue too. I live in La Cañada. Well, this break turned out to be pretty sore looking.
I know. Is the table lopsided?
This looks like more like
It's not level.
more like a game of one pocket. Yeah.
The table is not level. What happened?
Well, do you know the cue maker Joe Porper?
Yes.
He's here.
Where is he?
Yeah, he's
I didn't
here.
even- I didn't even
he
see
was
him.
standing right here earlier, and I should have introduced you guys.
Well, it's been a couple years since I've talked to him. And I've talked to him on the phone
might-
all the time.
He might be in a match. Where's Joe, Don? Is he Porper? Yeah. No. We were just kind of wondering where he was.
Walked out. Oh, you don't have to get him.
You don't have to. Maybe when he comes back in.
Yeah.
Bill Houck's
He wants
pulling my
$5.
leg here.
Give him.
All right, so I think Jenny's going for the 1-9 here, based on the way the spread is of this table. I actually don't blame her.
Yeah,
I don't know if the 9 goes past that 8, though. Do you think it does?
This is threading the needle right there.
Yeah, this is the Asian assassin,
He's just
also known as the little shit, they call her. Ooh, it did go,
good
but
effort.
she didn't get there. That was a really good try.
A for effort.
I'm sure
I bet
that
she's dreading having to weed this out. That's.
yeah.
It looks like it was set up for a trick shot.
Yeah, it does. There's some clusters down there. The 4-2-7, the 3 and the 5, and then the 6-9 are up there by the side pocket. Okay, the 4-2-7.
Oh, he able
Broke it out a little bit, but
Yeah,
it's
that
still
was-
ugly. This is going to be a tactical game all the way. Look at this. Is the 2 going? No.
Guess not.
All right. Jenny's looking at 1 railer, possibly a 2 railer for a shot in the corner. But there won't be any reward for this if she makes it, because the 3 ball is also
Yeah, it might as well be frozen.
is like a barnacle on a rock right now. Well, giving up ball in hand there's no loss in that right now.
No.
There's no feet 3 foul rule, by the way, guys, in this format, and there's no jump cues allowed. You cannot jump with anything other than the cue that you play with. And if you're just joining us, guys, this is the 12th annual Big Al Lamode, 2000 added tournament here at Plush Pocket, Northridge, California.
I just saw that someone's frustrated with the stupid commercials that pop up on the stream.
Ustream, yeah.
Well, I figured it out yesterday. Click on the advertisement, it'll pop open a new window.
Yeah.
Close out the window.
Oh, so you hear that, guys?
Yeah. Just
Ustream will earn their 50 cents, and you will get rid of that ad.
yeah.
So just click on the ad, and then close the window that pops up immediately, and there goes your ad.
Right. There's a.
Do you mean the pop-up ads or the actual commercial?
No, the commercial that comes on. Now there's one where it's Manny Pacquiao who's does the commercial for some whiskey.
Mm-hmm.
There's a little X box.
Okay.
To exit out inside the commercial there. You see
Sure.
You just click on that and it'll just shut it out.
Well, sometimes it does say skip this ad now.
Right. Sometimes
But
they give you
sometimes
the
it
courtesy,
doesn't.
sometimes
I don't know
they
what the hell. Yes. Like, oh, you're a premium viewer. You get to skip this ad. It's just like, what?
Go figure.
Playing the 9. Playing the 9. Good shot. And that, if it's not going to be tactical.
I think it was happenstance that he hit the 9 because the 6 is blocking the side pocket.
Yeah, well, Raw.
I think he was just going to hit the 2-ball in.
Or maybe 9-6, yeah. Raw's a good player, though. He sees two-way shots, too. So.
Oh, okay.
Action Donkey suggesting you use Google Chrome instead of another browser, and that will. I beg to differ. I don't think Chrome's going to prohibit any ads from coming up.
Well, we're not talking about pop-up ads. We're talking about the commercial little.
Yeah, the actual
interrupt the
bumper.
stream.
Yeah. And Chrome with ad block, but I think the commercials still play.
Oh, not bad. She got the 2-ball out, but let's see how Raw does this one.
So here we go. We got a battle for the 2-ball here, which has been like 4 innings now.
I know.
And there it goes.
Not bad. It gives her something on the 3. Something, but I don't think she'll get that ball into a pocket.
Yeah.
Wouldn't it be fun to just reset this up and see how Shane
would do it?
How Shane would cut it up.
What would Shane do?
What would Shane do? Or put 2 really high-end pro players and see how they would really.
Mm-hmm. Well, I think Shane wouldn't be playing in a match that doesn't have a 3-foul rule. And to be honest with you, I think that's what Shane would do. He would set up for a 3-foul rule. He'd try to trap his opponent. But it is an interesting, like what would Shane do if he was in this tournament under a handicap system, like giving his opponent 6 games on the wire. So here we go. The 3 and the 6 are tied up together, and I think the 3 kicks into the side pocket there. And there you go.
Nice.
You know what? That's his one pocket skill right there. But
well, he can do 4.
He can.
He
He's
might
got to
be
go.
close.
He's got to go off the rail
It looks like he's a little bit frozen up on the
on the
five.
5 ball there.
Yeah, maybe he might be too far up into the 5.
Yeah, if you can't tell, folks, the 4 ball is the closest ball to the left-hand corner pocket down table.
So, from that event that you went to about
The NAB show.
yeah, the NAB show. What's the first thing that you want to invest in, or as far as equipment?
The first thing I would like to invest in is a production switcher and another camera.
How much do those things run?
Well, I found a production switcher that is rack mounted and software based. In other words, the actual switching is software based.
Oh, so you do it from your computer?
And I found a system which is just around $1,000.
Oh, that's not bad.
Now, if I want the more, actually, the next one up is $2,400, and it's an actual production switcher. Comes with software as well. It's not rack mountable, but it's more tactile. It's a lot more easy to use. That's $2,400, $2,500, and but there actually are a couple of competitors that are making them for about $2,000,
Cool.
But I might go with the software based one,
Well, there you go, folks. If you donate, you can get a Kamui tip.
Yeah, that's right.
And it'll help
Help me
Daniel
out.
get his right equipment so we can go to better production quality for all of us.
Absolutely. Is what I want to do is go to much better production quality. I had a goal actually to want to. I think I even told it to you during the Swanee that I wanted to have a second camera by the Hard Times 10 ball event. Unfortunately, I don't think it's going to happen. But thanks to you and to also the audience for their support. We might be able to make something work sooner than later.
Cool. Very cool.
And,
Good. I like to see that.
For those who don't know and have just logged on to the stream, there's now an added value to donating to POV Pool, and that is that if you donate $25 or more to POV Pool through my website, I will mail you a voucher for a Kamui tip, which you can redeem at
Any authorized
Kamui installer, anybody who carries Kamui tips. You can basically redeem your tip with this voucher that I'll send in. So by all means, donate to POV Pool and get yourself a piece of Kamui.
It looks like they cut up this table. It's not going to last as long as I thought it would.
Yeah, well, this is Jenny's game now, isn't it?
Yeah.
Another thing that I want to do is I want to start encouraging venues to increase their bandwidth. Make the investment and increase their bandwidth, because the streaming is really good for them. It really adds a lot of promotion to their venue. For example, the Hard Times Thursday tournament there, when I started streaming it, it was like 20 people would show up. I did about 4 streams there, and suddenly 45 people were showing up to play in that tournament.
That's cool. That's very cool.
And so streaming
there's a value
added a huge value to
it's a win-win scenario
to the
for
venue.
Everyone.
Yeah. And with for those who don't understand, higher bandwidth means that I can stream about better quality. And so, everything on the picture looks a lot more clearer. I'm actually working out the same deal right now with Victorville, Gary's Billiards. I told them, you've got to improve your bandwidth, because I won't be able to stream at anything less than low quality at the speed, because I did a speed test at their venue, and I said, I personally don't want to come and do a stream here until you up your bandwidth. So, yeah.
It might be a cost issue for them as well.
Well, but in the long run, it's negligible because I know that upgrading your bandwidth, even a little, can cost as little as an extra $40 to $60 a month.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and I don't know if that's a lot to a venue owner.
No, it isn't a lot, especially if the people who are they have smartphones, iPads. They want to come to a place where they can do their email and play pool. Like me.
Absolutely.
Like me. I think I'm going to adapt that. I'll just set up my little shop in the corner
Sure.
of Hard
Well,
Times.
that's another thing.
Play some pool.
That's another thing is there's so many people with their own
emails.
laptops.
Yeah.
Don't you want to provide that Wi-Fi service to your customers? Really. When I go to California Billiard Club, it's amazing. That's how fast Lenny and I are going to be able to stream for 5 days straight, side by side.
Oh wow.
Yeah, because his bandwidth is really high. He made the investment.
Yeah. Yeah. Back when I had my retail store in Santa Fe Springs, to get T1 was, that was 2001, 2002, 2003. To get anything in that area, it was, gosh, a good $1,200 a month.
Oh my God, that's crazy.
It was ridiculous. So I mean, I spun my wheels and tried to find the best, inexpensive, fastest possible.
Sure.
And it was just, I had 10 computers on the internet at all times and employees, shipping department, and we were all connected.
Yeah.
But back then, $1,200 a month, that's just ridiculous. So
it's really expensive. It's gone down a lot further though.
I had to go to wireless. I found a company that set up an antenna on my roof and pointed to the big antenna in Santa Fe Springs.
Yeah.
And I had internet for $300 a month.
Yeah.
And that was pretty fast, but not like today. Today, I don't see it. I don't see any excuse.
Oh, great.
Yeah, I don't see any excuse not to have decent bandwidth.
Absolutely. I mean,
it's not that expensive.
And really, if you've got good bandwidth, it's a matter of putting a sign on your window saying, free Wi-Fi, and blah, blah, reminding your customers, and they're going to start coming in based on that, and that is the value that that your bandwidth gives to you. But nonetheless, for the streamer, it's really important. I mean, when I was at the NAB show, I looked into portable streaming devices that I could stream using my own bandwidth and stuff. I mean, those units are $20,000. Satellite backpacks that you wear. It's crazy what they've got right now. I can't even tell you.
Well, I have some new information for you.
Sure.
About me.
Okay.
I am running for a seat at the BCA for a board member seat.
Really?
Yeah.
That's great news.
Yeah, so hopefully I could bring outside of the box information from
ideas,
people that I know, such as yourself, and might get, propose something with some,
absolutely,
and try to grow billiards. I've talked to a lot of people, a lot of my customers, and I'm saying my customers, my distributors, and some a lot of people in the industry, and a lot of their voices aren't heard or their ideas are not heard. So that's what I'm hoping to bring to the table, with the BCA and be a board member. I don't know how many people are running for this position. It's manufacturer distributor position. I think there's one or two seats for that position.
Sure.
With the board. Now I'm going to give it my best effort if I get it. I get it.
I bet you would. Now is this a position that you voted into it? Yeah. You're
voted in
and elected by
by my peers.
By a group of how many people?
Right now, I think it's
Is there anything I can do to
BCA
help you
voting
campaign
members.
for that?
Well, it's BCA voting members.
Okay.
So
All right.
if you're a voting member of the BCA, then. So, would you like to be a voting member of the BCA?
Are you asking me? I'd love to. Where do I sign?
I think you have to go to the BCA website and
Okay.
become a member of the BCA, and there's different levels.
Well, I am a BCA member.
Oh, okay. Well, then you might be a voting member.
Really?
Right.
Okay.
Do you ever get that ballot?
Well,
Do you ever get a ballot and it?
No, I never did. I'll tell you what I will
I
do.
have before.
I'll find out
Many
more
times.
about it too, and if it's something that people will actually discover that they're a member of, that they're able to do, that they're not aware, I will promote that to people. I'll let people know that they can vote, for their board members,
Yeah.
and try to get the word out to more people that they have their voice counts. No, Spanky saying no kidding. Yes, Gary's Victor Billiards. Yeah, it's pretty far away, Victorville. Not quite Mars, which is what Action Donkey is saying, that Gary's Victor Billiards is on Mars, but no, take that to the tournament director, who would be Ron.
Oh boy. What's the score?
Score now is 5-4, I believe, Jenny's way, or 5-3. Jenny needs 2 games, and this looks like one of them. That's the 4. Up at the end rail is the 8 ball.
How did Barbara do? I saw she finished. Did she finish?
Not sure. Barbara Lee was playing a minute ago, and I don't know. Did you win? Oh, it's 5-5. Okay. Jenny, Barbara is in a match right now, and I'm just getting her text. It's 5-5. So,
You find yourself holding your breath at times watching a shot.
sometimes, yes, sometimes.
Oh.
Jenny actually is one of those people. I definitely hold my breath because she stays so still before the execution.
Yeah.
It creates a little anxiety.
It's like a sniper feel, You
Yeah,
have to hold your
like-
breath so the crosshairs stay there. Don't move.
Well, I'm surprised actually. We got jumping in and out of 50 people in the room, and that's great. There's a lot of other streams going on today.
Oh yeah.
Fastlane's doing One Pocket. I like I said, I recommend you guys check out the other streams. There's
Ray
always
Hansen's doing his at
Ray Hansen, the big
Full
truck,
Action TV.
got his stream going on.
Yeah,
So,
he's up in
usually like Louisiana.
Dakota. Yeah, I
Is
know,
he in
but he's-
Dakota right now?
Yeah.
Hey, I know that guy.
Cotton just texted me. Hey,
That's
Cotton.
funny. I know Cotton from the Hollywood Athletic Club way back in the day.
Yeah, that's way before me.
Yeah.
I played in his league in Buena Park.
Oh, no kidding. No
Yeah.
kidding.
Oh.
Where he lives out in Henderson now, doesn't he, or Vegas?
No, he lives in Vegas.
Okay.
Oh boy.
For those just joining us, this bracket is 64 players. Jenny Lee holding her head together. She's frustrated. She could have got out there. The score is 5-3 in this match.
So you're talking about playing in heels. Melinda. You know who Melinda is?
Melinda Wang?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
She plays in heels. I guess it helps her get up and over the top of the table.
I guess so.
The table that I played on the most,
Uh-huh.
my dad's table in Whittier, when I had begged for a pool table all my childhood life, and then finally he builds on a room after I leave. I guess a ploy to get me back in the house.
Yeah.
He gets an imperial pool table, and the funny thing about this imperial pool table is it was made by Conley, but he got the wrong legs for the thing, so it was 3 inches taller than your average table.
Oh, that's weird.
Yeah, it was very weird, because when I went to the pool table in the pool hall, it was much lower, and it was, wait a second, this is something wrong, but I didn't voice it. And then when Robert went to my dad's house, Cotton, to give my dad some lessons.
Oh, right.
Robert says, wait a second, this table's too tall. He recognized it. And my dad was like scratching his head, well, how do I fix that? I'm sorry, Dad, you can't.
Grab the saw.
Start cutting it was the claw ball legs on the table.
Right.
But the interesting thing about it is the cabinet was a little bit longer. So the legs were for a different type of table, and the cabinet had just the wrong legs to it. So that's how it was just 3 inches taller.
No kidding.
That makes a big difference. I'm 6'1", so I can pretty much reach pretty far, but I feel for women that, they're not 6'1" or taller.
Yeah.
To reach across the table, it's very difficult. And I noticed,
I mean, you do get a lot more shorter women than you do with men.
Yeah.
But even for shorter men,
But if you notice some of Miss Lee's shots, she's stroking them and bringing the ball closer to rail. She hasn't used the bridge.
She knows how to stretch out. But I tell you what, also,
but she brings that ball closer to the rail.
She shoots shots in a way that make each shot easier for her to shoot.
She makes up for her height.
Yeah, she makes up for her height in shooting. And I'll tell you what, also, she's pretty sporty with a bridge too. She's very sporty with a bridge. She's going for it.
Oh, does it come down? No.
Now, if I'm not mistaken, Ra had a golden opportunity to get out, didn't he? And this is still going on.
One up, and he has another opportunity.
He's got another opportunity. Yep. This is New World Billiards, the organization, formerly the USPPA down here in Southern California. And you're watching the 12th annual Big Al La Mode tournament. 2,000 added, 64-player field, single elimination. It goes.
That sucks.
And that's going to put Jenny on the hill, 6-3, folks. That means Ra has basically, he had a 2-game spot. He won the first game, and he hasn't won a game since.
Yeah.
Jenny has taken 6 games down in a row against Ra.
She was given this one.
I tell you.
She was blessed with this one.
I tell you what, though. Oh, by the way, Marie Lim sent me a text.
Who's this?
Marie Lim, tournament director at Hard Times. I want my Kamui chalk.
Yeah, the chalk is very popular.
Yeah. By the way, tell me, is there a price difference between the 98 and the 121?
No, they're both the same price. It's
Yeah.
still the same. It's the difference is a tweak in the formula.
Yes.
The 121 is a little bit harder and has a little bit of a grit to it.
Mm-hmm.
So it allows a player who likes to have that pre-shot routine to chalk on every shot if they wanted to.
Great. Great.
The 121,
which is hard for a lot of players to change that
right,
discipline.
Right. The 121 is one that doesn't leave as much on the cue ball.
Yes.
Residue on the cue ball.
Okay. Yeah, I'm hearing rave reviews about the 121.
Yeah. And still, there's rave reviews of the 98. You know, for me, I like using the 98. I'll chalk it once.
Yeah.
You know, blow on the tip to get any kind of dust off of it.
Mm-hmm.
It might leave a mark on the cue ball, but when I have a chance to pick up the cue ball, I just wipe it off.
Sure.
But I'm not chalking on every shot, so I don't leave a lot of mess on the cue ball.
Mm-hmm.
Some people like to chalk on every shot, and so with the 98, it's just a big mess, big mess.
Right. let me ask you something though. What year or how long ago did the first Kamui chalk when was that released? Was that 2 years ago now or 1 year?
Well, it was 1 year ago at the Super Billiards Expo.
All right.
When we released it, but
okay.
2 years prior to that, we started working on chalk.
So 1 year ago is when you released it.
Mm-hmm.
So you should, sort of around now, you should start getting calls for your second order from people.
That's smart.
Well, I mean, the stuff lasts so freaking long.
Well,
I mean, come on.
Well, yeah, I have.
I mean,
you know
I'm
what?
telling you, I have not used a lot of the chalk that you gave me.
It just dawned on me. The people who first bought theirs
are now calling you. Just
are now
like
finally
I said, right?
calling me. You're right.
I'm telling you,
I didn't even
dude.
dawn on me. You know what? There's so many people that are ordering it. I don't know who's ordering a second or third time, and it's crazy.
See,
and it's
I
hard to
told
keep
you,
it in stock.
Just listen to me once in a while.
I apologize. I thought you were being a smart ass.
I was kind of joking, but at the same time, I'm figuring, now's around the time you're going to get your second order.
My
a year, folks. One piece of chalk.
Yeah.
And people sit there, I'll put this hilarious posting on Facebook by Chris Santana about Kamui chalk.
I'm going to see it.
I'm going to show you that you're going to, it's a funny joke. And I know you have such a great sense of humor that I know you'll let me show this. So.
Okay.
But I'm going to show it to you first, and then I'm going to hopefully give it to show it to the audience. But yeah, 1 year. There you go.
Oh yeah, I saw that one yesterday.
Do you mind if I show that?
Yeah, it's Batman slapping Robin. Robin's telling Batman, dude, just got the one of those cool new $30 Kamui. And before he could say chalk, Batman slaps him and calls him an idiot. It's a funny one.
But I got to tell you, folks, he who laughs last, because, a piece of chalk lasting you 1 year, not only lasting you a year, forget about that.
But improving
the
your game.
stuff improves your frickin' game, man.
Improving your game.
Yeah, Scott
Oh, there
White.
we go.
Right there.
Scott
There it
White
is.
showing me a
That's
piece.
an investment. Did I show you my baby picture? Oh, wait.
Scott White showing
My
me a
baby
piece of
pictures
his.
are really cute.
You're 86, man. Get the You've been sniffing the Kamui chalk. It's your problem. So anyway, yeah. I mean, forget about it costs $25. You know why it costs $25, folks?
But that's when we first
It
started.
works
25.
and it's worth it.
It's
What
actually
is it
30 now.
It's $30.
Yeah.
It works and it's worth it. All right.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
that's all I'm gonna say.
We made it not for. It wasn't intended for the mass populace to have to buy it. You want it, try it,
Yeah.
enjoy it. We were on a mission to find something that will actually bite the cue ball. It took us 2 years to get to that point, and a lot of trying and pulling our hair out and testing. And did I show you those samples of chalk? The old samples?
I don't think so. No, the samples.
Yeah, the old pre-98 versions.
No.
All right, sweetheart, can I have that little box? Thank you. All right. if any of you out there have seen the big, an image of a bunch of different shapes of chalk in the background of the 98, those are all the preliminary pieces, formulas that we tried to make work. I giggle about that because, we were pulling our hair out when we were trying all of them. But here are different formulas. Like this.
Oh, this is all like in the R&D phase.
Yeah, these are R&D pieces right here.
Look at the white one.
They aren't worth the powder to blow them up.
Yeah, because they didn't work.
They didn't work.
These didn't work.
This one sucks up moisture. I have moisture in my hand. Look how it turns a different color. Just absorbs moisture out of my hand. But it's hard as a rock.
Yeah.
But what was it? 2 years ago.
This would be funny, like a T-shirt, like the evolution of man. Like have the evolution of Kamui.
Yeah, line them all up.
Wow. So these were old prototypes, and they didn't work really.
Well, yeah, they weren't worth putting them out on the market because they didn't improve the game. They didn't create consistency for a player. They didn't work. They were not to what we were trying to achieve.
Right. All right. That's 6-4. So Ra takes another game after I guess he put a hiccup in her streak there. She had a 6-game streak there. And now it's up to Ra to win the rest of these games if he wants to stay in this tournament. This is a race to 7. Ra started off with... Oh, it's race to 8? Oh, my goodness. Race to 8.
Race to 8.
All right. So Jenny Lee is not on the hill. But I am going to have to make a quick change to the score. Okay. What's Scott doing over there? What's he talking about? What is he giving? Shot advice? Was he giving shot advice, or what was that? 6-4 in a race to 8, and looks like Barbara Lee's still playing. Last we heard, her score was 5-5, and hold on a second. Talk later. Okay. All right.
I'm going to donate money to you.
Okay. Obvious. Okay. Good. Well, that's an interesting point, folks. If you do know of somebody that is planning on getting a Kamui tip or has been talking about being curious, and they're POV fans, you can tell them that if they donate to POV Pool $25, I'll send them that voucher that they, the voucher for a Kamui tip. So, if you want to put that on your Facebook or anything else, feel free to do so. And we're going to have another match after this between the legend Bill Houck and Danny Petralba, who is representing the Filipino invasion portion of this tournament. Danny Petralba will be giving Bill 3 games in a race to 8. So that match will be coming up next. Post that on your Facebook if you want.
So BCA Nationals, it's coming up in May. I am going to be in booth number 42.
I'm sorry, could you say that again?
I'm going to be BCA Nationals in Vegas. I will be in booth number 42.
I'm glad you brought that up. I had meant to ask you, when are we going to be able to find you,
Yeah.
personally?
So I'll be there the whole time.
Okay.
And I will have, I believe both versions of chalk, 98 and the 121.
Okay.
And I'll be doing demonstrations on how to properly use your Kamui gator grip.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, the tip deglazing tool.
Right.
I don't want to call it a scuffing tool because the scuffers are a little too aggressive, but all this tool does is just breaks that glaze from the tip.
But if you were to touch it hard enough too, it'd probably take the calluses off your
Oh
fingers.
yeah, you can sit there and file your nails. And
Yeah, ladies, get the gator grip. Now, wait a minute. Do you have a burnishing tool?
No, the Kamui tip doesn't have a shaping problem. It doesn't lose its shape.
You hear that, folks?
It's not supposed to lose its shape.
So why do they need to make a burnisher?
Well, why do we need to make a shaper?
Yeah.
We don't need a shaper. If you want to reshape it, go to your repair guy. I'm sure he'll chuck it up and shape it right for you.
I'm getting a little education here.
So really what the intention was, back when we were first making the tips, we were getting lots of different feedback from players.
Mm-hmm.
And I think one of us, thought outside of the box. Well, what tip tool are they using? And so we found out that they're using so many different tip tools.
Mm-hmm.
And the aggressiveness of different tip tools, well, they may be great for other tips, but they're not for the Kamui tip because the leather is stabilized so much that an aggressive tip tool will actually fracture the tip, torque the tip.
Wow.
Eat and grind down the tip that doesn't need to.
Well, I used that ultimate tip tool for a while, with the fork.
Yeah, that one.
First of all, I can't use it as a burnisher because it doesn't. My ferrule and my tip is only 11.5 millimeters, so I can't even use that part. But the sandpaper on it, the actual shaper part of it, man, I'd go through tips so fast shaping my my tip with that tool.
Right.
Although I really did like it at the time, I realized, man, I'm going through tips.
Right. That'll grind right down a tip.
Yeah.
The gator grip, you don't have to use it a lot, but only when it comes to a point where if you can wipe the chalk off the tip very easily. And it's very shiny and very smooth, that's about the time when you need to deglaze the tip.
Right.
And the proper way, just come see me. I'll show you the proper way to roll the tip across the surface.
Yeah, you showed me with like my thumb one time. How
you just roll it across.
Yeah.
You don't use it and strike the tip because you'll be flat spotting the tip.
Yeah.
It very much like hitting the brakes and sliding in your car. You flat spot your tires. Well, you'd be flat spotting your tip.
Well,
you don't want flat spots on your tip. No.
Yeah. It's basic science, folks, I guess.
Well, it's simplicity, and it's creating consistency for the player. How are those other tools creating consistency for the player? They're not. They're grinding down the tip, and that's changing the playability of the tip.
So Jenny's got a chance here to, she's hooked on the one. And it's going to be a race to the 4-ball, it looks like. She tried to make the 9, I think.
Yeah, to get the 9 spotted.
Yeah, it was,
to get it out of the way.
Get it spotted, and it was a push-out. See, and also, if you spot the 9, it kind of makes the 2-ball hard to make because the 2 is very close to the spot. So she's a good tactical player. Her husband is One Pocket Rich, Richard Grenier.
I did not know that.
Yeah. Do you know One Pocket Rich?
No, I do not.
Oh, he is a monster. All right, Raw has...
The most amazing one pocket player that I've ever watched play, it's Cotton.
Oh, Cotton?
Yes.
Really?
He plays amazing one pocket.
I believe you, yeah, because he was playing one pocket way back in the day.
Yep.
Is he watching right now?
Yes, he is.
Awesome. How you doing, Cotton? By the way, Snooker in the chat room says, wrap your Kamui chalk in electrical tape so peeps don't know what it is. And they won't steal it.
Right. Hey, that's a reason why we make it a little bit smaller than standard chalk. Great idea.
Yeah.
There's so many cool things that are just on the horizon that we're trying to get to. for new stuff.
Oh yeah, tell me
Really
about
excited.
it. I've always been an optimist, and the pool world itself can be a very difficult, dark forest to find your way to go through sometimes.
It is.
But I've always been an optimist, and I think that you get out of it what you put into it, basically.
Right.
So there you have it. That's my little spiel.
Yeah, if any of you want to see one of the prototype tips, just find, any of our sponsored players, because they're testing the prototypes right now.
I'm sorry, the prototypes of which? Of the tip.
New tip.
New tip. Was this the secret that you couldn't tell me?
Well, I showed you at the Swanee.
I forgot what it is.
You forgot
Do you
what
still
it
have
is?
it?
No, I don't have it.
Hold on, volume's going down.
So, yeah.
All right, us little girls have told our secrets to each other.
Yeah. It's creating more consistency. That's what we're looking at. Oh, look at this.
I have an announcement to make too. I have.
She's going to bank the 2 into the corner.
Oh, did you think she was
Comboing.
going to kick? Yeah. I have an exciting announcement to make too. During the Hard Times event, Don Espinoza of Pool Tracks is going to be at Hard Times.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, and it's going to be
Very
his
cool.
birthday.
Oh, sweet.
And maybe I'll even get him a night at our house. Maybe he could be a guest at our house for the night.
Should I make a cake?
No, we shouldn't. No, we don't.
I'll
I
make a
don't know.
birthday
Should we
cake.
make a little pool cake, a pool ball cake for him? We'll talk later. That'd be cool. Have a little birthday party.
I have fun. Back when I was late teens, when I was 20, I worked in a deli bakery.
Yeah.
It was just the only job that I can get at the time while I was going through school.
Right on.
And I learned how to do cakes,
Mhm.
decorate cakes.
Mhm.
So, I don't know if some people watch on my Facebook page.
Mm-hmm.
I'll take pictures of some cakes that I'm making.
Yeah.
The last few cakes that I've made have just been
You like making cakes, really?
fattening as hell. So
I'll
damn
tell you
good.
what, man. Make a cake. Shoot. Make a cake. If you make a cake though, you got to make it big enough.
Make a ginormous one.
Yeah, I'll throw in a few bucks for the cake kitty.
Yeah, let's see. When is that? Not next weekend. 2 weeks.
May
from
4th
now.
through 6th. Yeah, 2 weeks.
2 weeks from now.
Make it, and you can even make it a kamui cake. I know. That's brutal, man.
She's so deserved.
She's having a hard time trying to close this out, and Ra's just going to turn around and play the carom, and look what he did. Oh
He
my
missed
God.
it.
He used the wrong English on that, actually. So this is it, folks.
No,
Looks like this.
if she could do a ridiculous draw and draw the cue ball back into the 9, wouldn't that be cool?
That would be insane, but yeah. Oh look at this. Rod's gonna get another chance. The 4 hits the.
But hey,
hits
she
the
did
titty
better.
and-
She managed to put the 4 ball back in the same spot that it was before.
Yeah. I don't think he's gonna carom it this time, though. I think he's just gonna play the cut, which is the way to play this.
Yeah, he's got it.
Stranger things have happened, but you're right. Kamui John
This is too stressful.
predicts the future. I tell you, man, I've changed the scoreboard sometimes, like knowing that the guy's gonna make it, and he'll miss.
And he'll miss.
He'll miss. It had happened during the Chet Ito when Ernesto was playing Louis Ulrich in the finals, and Ernesto had a real easy 7 ball, and he dogged it.
I was watching that.
And
I
then,
remember.
and then
you
there was
did
that 9 ball that he missed. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that was when I did it. Yeah, he missed the 9-ball. And I was like, oh my God.
So, great news, Oscar Dominguez
Oscar, yes.
is a new Kamui sponsored player.
Great.
And
And we love Oscar Dominguez.
Yes, very, very cool guy. Very cool guy. In fact, just the day after he signed the agreement, my buddy from high school, he donates his time to Team Rubicon. And you guys can, if any of you want to see what Team Rubicon is, you can look on Facebook for Team Rubicon.
Okay.
Well, what they are is a bunch of military veterans that donate their time for rescue missions. Whether it's within the U.S. Disaster response veterans. It's TeamRubiconUSA.org.
Okay. Now,
So
what does this have to do with
with Oscar?
Yeah.
Well, I called my buddy Cal sends me a picture of their pool table that just got delivered to their location.
Okay.
Now, these are veterans that are donating their time, so that they need to have a small recreation center.
Sure.
So he sends me a text. Now, Cal, really cool guy. Some of you may have met him. He hangs out with me once in a while. He is veteran of the Army for 20 years.
Okay.
So right out of high school, when we got out of high school, he went into the Army, and he fought in both wars.
Wow.
And he still has all his limbs, everything. So he's occupying his time. He's not handicapped or anything. He's done really well.
That's exceptional.
He's an amazing person. So he donates his time for Team Rubicon.
Okay.
And he sends me a photo of this pool table, Brunswick pool table.
Right.
That just, you see the slate on the table, no rails, nothing. And I said, "What's this?" And I told him, "Look, why is that table like it is?" He says, "Well, we just got this pool table in, and we don't have anyone to finish it off or install it." And I said, "Wait a second, stop. I know the right person to install it.
Sure.
To finish it off, and I'll pay for it."
No kidding.
Yeah, and it's going to be about $400. I'm happy to pay for it because those guys have that's a small price for me to pay for what those guys have donated for our country.
So you sent Oscar in there. You're sending Oscar.
So I'm going to send Oscar in there to fix up this Brunswick.
That's really good.
Yeah.
Just a second, folks. What?
POVpool.com.
Okay. Can we get Barbara here to take over for me? Did she lose? Yes. Well, not so great news, folks. Barbara Lee has been eliminated from the event, losing to Miguel Batrez. I think it was probably hill match, right? 8-5. Oh. Well, that's chalks up another event for Barbara Lee, and my match with Ross Pegroso is starting as soon as I can get pulled away from the commentary booth, which means that after this rack, Barbara Lee will probably join me or join John for the rest of this match.
Yeah.
You don't mind?
No, I don't mind.
And so we'll have a little chance to talk to you. And you can stay as long as you want, but I know you have your fiancée here. And
yeah, she's a trooper. She's on the iPad doing stuff.
That's great. Well, that's really great about Oscar. So Oscar's going to go and do their table.
Yeah, and I'm going to pay Oscar for his time to do it.
Sure,
but,
sure.
We're hoping to get some Simonis cloth and
do it right.
Yeah, and put the Kamui logo up in there. And
hey, that's cool too. And then now, so is this how you sort of kindle this relationship as becoming a sponsored player for Kamui, or?
Well, no.
Was there already talk about this?
No, it just Well, as far as Oscar,
yeah.
I've had him try the tips and take your time trying the tips.
Oh, good,
And
good.
finally, he tried the tip, and he's
Yeah.
like, "Oh, John, this is really cool."
Oh, great.
Yeah, so I was like, "Yeah, it's all right. There you go. Let's do this.
It's good. Good for
Let's
him.
do this. Yeah."
You know, I'm very happy for him. You know, he's come and commentated on my stream a couple of times, and you know, I really enjoy his insight and just his wisdom. As young as he is, you know.
It was very nice of him to come up here because I needed to give him some chalk and a couple tips. He needed some tips.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Well, he came up here with his dad. His dad hadn't even gone to sleep yet. He was
know. He was
at hard times putting on new cloth for the next event.
yes.
Get out of here. Go.
Yeah, Ernesto and Oscar have been working real hard on these tables.
Yeah.
And you know, at various venues. And so with that, guys, I'm going to have to get going because apparently I'm the last match up right now before the second round. So Barbara Lee is going to join John Bertone. And once again, John, thanks so much for coming in and for supporting POV Pool.
No problem.
Really appreciate it, and look forward to you know, just traveling, being on the journey with you as we continue the promotion of this wonderful sport.
Cool.
So thanks a lot, and
You're very welcome.
And Barbara Lee will be right here. No, I'm not. I'll worry about it. It's all going to be done by email and stuff too. So it's all. I get their email address. It's the process where I have to get them to send me their address and all that, so that I can send them the voucher. No, they're not doing it through chat. It'll all be done via email and via my PayPal. So I can leave it all till the end of the day.
You're welcome.
John,
Hey.
how are you?
Good. How are you?
Well, I've been better. It was a weird match. That's all I'm going to say.
You were 5-5 and then went for a break and then
Yep.
and then all of a sudden you lost three games in a row.
Well,
did you lose your rhythm or what happened?
Well, here's what happened. And this is what I need to practice at home. I need to just set up 8s and 9s on my table and just hit 8s and 9s. Because this is what's happening with me is I'm running down to the 8 or the 9 and then I'm dogging the 8 or the 9. And so I'm just giving away games. That's what I did this match.
Oh no.
It's like 5 of them.
So you see the 8 or the 9 you
In a
freak
race
out.
to 8. No, I don't freak. I don't. I just get down like I feel fine and I go for it and then something weird happens.
Wow.
And so it's been a little pattern that's been going on with me lately. Although I have won in the last couple of 3 weeks, I've won about 3 tournaments. I've come in first or second.
Oh, good.
But in between that, I'm doing stuff like that. Well, there was a little bit of a problem, though, too, because Ron came over and said, hey, you need to speed it up. And he was taking kind of 5 minutes a shot. So then I started rushing because I knew they needed to get Daniel out. So I did lose focus a little bit because he came out to me on my break. That's what happened.
You can't lose focus.
Yeah, well, he came out and said, you guys, you know, we're waiting on you. So I felt a little bit weird about that. So here I am, but...
Did you see that break? He almost drew the cue ball into the corner pocket.
Whoa. Well, this is a... What's the score here, John? Do we know?
What did Daniel put? You have to jump to the other screen.
Yeah, all right. Where are we at here? Where'd it go? There we go.
I don't think it's 5-6.
Okay. Well, does anybody out there know the score?
Scott, do you know what the score is on the table right now?
6-6.
6-6?
So it no,
Okay.
Spanky. He says he
7-6.
thought it was 6-6, so it's 7-6 Jenny, but he's got question marks. So Is Don Espinosa in the house? Mr. Statman. He should. Somebody should know for sure. I knew Jenny. I think Jenny's on the hill. That's what I heard. So I just don't know what the score is with Raw. So how's Raw been playing?
Well, it's been kind of painful.
Oh, painful.
In some spots.
I understand
it's like
that.
some shots you have, there's no way you can miss, and it just, the ball could, jar itself out or just completely miss.
Well, I told you this is kind of a funny table.
It is.
It is.
And then one
It
rack
is.
they broke, and then all the balls were up at the top left corner.
Oh man,
It was ridiculous.
wow. It's got some oddities. It really does.
It was like that pool table at Knott's Berry Farm.
What pool table at Knott's Berry Farm?
I remember it just reminded me of all the balls go to one corner. It's that lopsided house.
No.
And I forgot what the ride. It's like a walking tour of the Old West.
Right. Well, so they have a pool table in there.
In one of the rooms is a pool table. I thought it was really cool. And all the balls go into one pocket.
Oh my
they all
God.
go into one pocket. And it's one of those weird things where you're walking. Everything looks straight, but it's not. It's messing with your. It's all
so it's an illusion.
It's like an illusion type of room that
Like
you walked into.
optical
It was really
illusion.
cool. It was just like that. All the balls were up at the left hand corner.
All right. In the house is let's see, chat room. Cal Verdon. Hi, John.
Hey, yeah, that's my buddy Cal. He, he's the one that I was telling everybody about Team Rubicon. You just got in. I was telling Daniel about Team Rubicon, which is a.
Jenny missed that.
You want to go to teamrubiconusa.org.
Okay.
And really, it's a group of veterans that donate their time to relief efforts. Here, if it was a disaster, they would send out, military people who have military backgrounds,
fantastic,
in rescue to go help, like with the tornadoes.
Oh, sure.
Or maybe in a different country that we're
right.
aligned with.
There's so much help needed.
Oh yeah, and so they all donate their time. And Cal the other day, I don't know if you know that Oscar is now a sponsored player at Kamui. He's one of my new players, Oscar Dominguez.
I wondered about that.
Yeah.
That's
so now,
fantastic.
Yeah. So a couple days after, he signed the agreement and everything, and I know that Oscar and his father, do tables all the time.
Absolutely.
Well, Cal, who is ex-Army, been in for 20 years, amazing friend. He and I went to high school together, along with Elisa. We all went to high school together.
God.
Yeah, he went into the Army right out of high school when we graduated in 90. So you know that he was what he's been through for the last 20 years. So he sends me a photo of this pool table in the rec room. And it's a Brunswick pool table, but just the slates there. No rails or anything are on it. And I guess they just got it into the room, but they don't have anybody to level it out and install it. So I call up Oscar and I said, Oscar, dude, I need to hire you to do something for me. And he said, sure, and so he's finding, he's getting the cloth for it. And when he has the moment, because Oscar and his father has just been really busy.
know. Oh, they're just been mad busy.
Yeah, they're going to go over to Team Rubicon's main office.
Oh.
Where they have a rec room and the pool table.
They're going to handle the pool table.
Yeah, they're going to put the felt on it, and it's all sponsored by me. I'm going to pay for that.
Oh, that's so awesome.
Yeah, well, it's the least I could do. These guys have donated a lot of their time. So they deserve, a pool table and a rec room to do stuff in,
Well, I have a war story with a pool table also. No, seriously, I do. And Jenny just.
Oh, Jenny just did it. Huh?
Yes, she did. Jenny
Just
Lee
made
pulls
it
off
out
a win over Raw Hanna.
Oh.
And wow,
just slipped right through
wow, she sure did. So there you have it, folks. Jenny Lee 7 versus Raw Hanna.
As
6.
she's walking out, she
I mean-
wipes her brow.
Whoops.
Wow.
Excuse me. That was 8.
Yeah, 8.
There we go.
6-8.
I'll get it one of these days. There we go. Well, congratulations to Jenny Lee. She will move forward, and Ra's going to have to pay some serious table time, I know, because mine was a little hefty there, too. Let me just do a little of this administrative, and then we'll pick this back up, John, okay?